If you're into making your own DIY fall decor items, then you may want to check out this pumpkin tutorial. Hey everyone, welcome to BOCHIKNOT Macrame. My name is Nicole, and in this tutorial I will be going over how you can make your own DIY macrame pumpkin. This little pumpkin is part of my 3-part Halloween series over this next little while. If you want to check out the other patterns within this series, you can check out the links in the description below. This pumpkin is a fun one to make. I've used the double half hitch knot and a weaving knotting technique to make this. If you want a refresher on the knots used in this pattern, you may want to download our 50 knots and sentence ebook available on BOCHIKNOT.com. You may want this guide next to you when making patterns, just in case you forget a knot and you need to refer back to it. If you guys are interested in learning more macrame with me, make sure you click that subscribe button and then also give this video a big thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right into it. Listed here are the materials and supplies you will need for this pattern. The cord I will be using is a 3mm single strand cord from our Lush line. This is a premium cord made out of bamboo, as you can tell from the natural sheen and shine from the cord. It is super soft and comfortable on the hands. With such an incredibly soft fiber like this, it still holds up its twist fairly well, making it easy to work with. I'm using the mustard and the sand color for this pumpkin. Starting with an 80cm long cord, we are going to form a loop in the middle, and then taking 5 strands of 70cm long cords, we're going to attach them onto this loop here with reverse Lark knots. Once you have all 5 reverse Lark's head knots attached, we're going to pull on both sides of the anchor cord, ensuring that the anchor cord ends are even, tightening up the loop in the center. Now taking a very long cord at 750 centimeters long, we're going to attach it onto any vertical cord with a double half hitch knot. Tighten up the double half hitch knot and slide it up to the top. So as you can see, we have the shorter cord end on the left side and then the longer cord end on the right side. Take the longer cord end and with the next vertical cord to the right, make another double half hitch knot. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. Now, if you don't work well with super long strands of cord, you can take the long cord end and wrap it around in a bundle and hold it with an elastic. Then release sections of the cord as you go about making the pattern. Taking this long cord and make a double half hitch knot onto the next vertical cord on the right. Then continue all the way around. Once you have made it all around the circle and you are at where we had started, taking that same long working cord end, we're going to start our next row of vertical double half hitch knots. This time we're going to increase a little bit of space in between the double half hitch knots. With the shorter cord end that we had started with, you can leave that underneath the pattern as it will just eventually sit on the inside of the pumpkin. Before you fully tighten the double half hitch knot, make sure there's a little bit of space in between the last double half hitch knot we had made on the left. Continue this row of double half hitch knots all around, leaving a little bit of space in between the double half hitch knots. Once you're done with that second row of double half hitch knots, this is what the pattern should look like. There should be a little bit of space in between the double half hitch knots. Now taking a strand of cord as 70 centimeters long, folded in half, we're going to weave the loop end through one of the gaps in between the double half hitch knots for a reverse lark's head knot. Then take 11 more strands of 70 centimeter long cords and attach them to the rest of the gaps. Once all of the cords have been attached with reverse lark's head knots, we're going to take the working cord for another double half hitch knot. But before that, take the two vertical cords from the reverse lark's head knots that we had attached and make an endless falls knot onto the horizontal cord. So taking the two vertical cord ends, wrap it underneath to the back and through the hole, bringing the two cords out to the front to tighten. Now with the horizontal working cord, make a double half hitch knot onto the next vertical cord. And now we're going to repeat the same pattern with the next set of vertical cords from the reverse lark's head knot. Make an endless false knot onto the horizontal cord before finishing off this section with a double half hitch knot. Repeat this pattern all around. Once we have made our first row of endless false knots all around, what we're going to do onto the horizontal cord is we're going to attach another strand of cord at 50 centimeters long with a reverse lark's head knot. Then with the two vertical cords above, on each of the left and right sides, we're going to make a half hitch knot with the reverse lark's head knot in the center. Then pull on all of the cords to tighten the pattern. Now with the horizontal working cord, we're going to make another double half hitch knot and then repeat the same pattern again. So you could start with the endless false knot first onto the horizontal cord. Then before you tighten, take the 50 centimeter long cord, attach it in the middle, and then pull on the cords to tighten this pattern. Now repeat this pattern all around. Now what we're going to do once we have attached all the 50 centimeter long cords, we're going to start another row of this pattern. Now we have 4 vertical cords in each of the sections. And what we're going to do is make a endless false knot in the middle with the middle 2 cords, and then with the far left and far right cords we're going to make a half hitch knot on both sides. So starting on the left, make a half hitch knot towards the center, then take the middle 2 cords for an endless false knot, pulling the 2 cords through the back to the front. Then take the far right cord for a half hitch knot towards the center. And then pull on all the cords to tighten. Finish off this section with a double half hitch knot and then repeat this pattern all around. Once we have made it all the way around, we're going to repeat for another row of what we had just done with the half hitch knots on the far left and far right sides, and then an endless falls knot in the center. Repeat a third full row again all around. Up until this point, you should see that the sections are increasing in width as you make the double half hitch knots and you make the endless falls knots. Now at this point, we're going to start the same pattern again with the half hitch knot on the left and right sides of the section and then an endless falls knot in the center. But before closing off this section with a double half hitch knot, we're going to shift the cords over to tighten, and then we're going to make a really tight double half hitch knot so that the gap is not increasing, and instead we want the gap to start decreasing back the other way. So pull on the cord ends to tighten the double half hitch knot, and now repeat this pattern all around. Once you have completed this row, you'll see that the pattern will start to curve. Now repeat this full row, tightening the gap in between the sections once more. So once we have completed the 2 full rows, decreasing the amount of space in between the sections, we're now going to get rid of the middle 2 cords of the section. We're going to ignore the middle 2 cords, leave them at the back inside of the pattern. Then with the far left and far right cords, we're going to make an endless falls knot onto the horizontal anchor cord. Now that horizontal cord becomes a working cord for a double half hitch knot. And because there's even less space now in the sections, because we took away 2 strands of cords, you can continue tightening the gap in the section when making the double half hitch knots. Now repeat this pattern all around. Repeat the same pattern again once more all the way around. And then add one more full row all the way around. Now what's left inside of the pumpkin should be those strands of cords from the middle section of the endless falls knots. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull through a few of those through the top middle hole from inside to out. Once you have pulled through 6 or 7 strands of cords through the top of the pumpkin, at the bottom, what we're going to do is with the horizontal cord, we're going to attach it onto the vertical double half hitch knot sections with another double half hitch knot. This time we're gonna skip the endless falls knots and we're just going to make a double half hitch knot all the way around. Now at the bottom, with those remaining cords on the inside, we're going to tuck all of those cords in to the inside of the pumpkin. Then make one more full row of double half hitch knots all the way around. Tightening the gaps so that there are no gaps in between each section. Once done, you can trim off the excess outer cords, and then with whatever's remaining, you can tuck it inside the pumpkin underneath. Now with the fringe at the top of the pumpkin, I'm going to take a separate strand of cord at 50 centimeters long for a gathering knot. Cut off all of the excess cords at the top. And you are now complete with this pumpkin pattern. And that's a wrap with our DIY pumpkin tutorial. What did you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section below. Are you guys enjoying the Halloween series so far? If so, let me know if you want a similar one for the upcoming Christmas holiday season. If you guys are enjoying learning these 3D figures and sculptures, we do go over this topic in more detail over on the BOCHIKNOT Macrame community on Patreon. Over on Patreon, we are focused on mastering a specific technique or topic on a monthly basis. Some months we are focused on creating textures in your macrame pieces, or in some months we are focused on 3D animal sculptures. If you guys are interested in any of these topics or some other macrame topics, you may want to check out patreon.com/BOCHIKNOT for more details. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.